Welcome
Hello.
back. Mr. Lungani did that. He just did a journalist bomb. But I'm going to say welcome back again because I've practiced it and rehearsed it a few times already on the show. I'm ready now to do it officially. So, a warm greeting from Australia, not Austria. And we have no
Okay.
pencil yet. Now I hand it over to our anchorman, Mr. Ken Lund.
Right. Well, welcome back. And, we're very grateful for all of our watchers out there who stuck with us. All of the intellectual property rights and all of the licensing and things like that when you're covering live world events, sometimes things uh, get crossed wires. But thank you all for tuning back in, for sticking with the Global Sunday program. Where we left off when we had without realizing it, overstepped a boundary with the Olympic feed. We are now back. And before that, we were talking about the fact that our guest, Mr. Wolff, is not only a dancer, but also an electrician. And I had asked the question, when you plan and look forward to, some kind of an event, that you're doing, some kind of project, how does the dance and being an electrician come together? What is that fusion for you?
Well, because
It's a really good
both
question.
both play have kind of like that similarity in like you're bringing your own artistic vision into it. Because in working with electricity, everything is changing, especially when you're working in commercial. Because with commercial, it's mostly metal buildings, and with metal buildings, you mostly have got having to run piping conduit through the walls because the wires had to be protected because they'd be open in metal buildings, and that could be very dangerous if they're not piped. So that's why when you run pipe, you have to put in a whole bunch of bends in the pipe, and the way you put those bends and the way you make the final look of the pipe is putting your own vision into it and making it look pretty, making it look presentable, and because everyone's looking at that. Everyone that's going in that metal building is going to be seeing your work, and they're going to be like, yo, that is some good work that has been done to this building. And with dance, it's a similarity because you're showing off your story, and you're showing off what you have done in your life through dance, and that's sh- showing your similarity within being an electrician and being a dancer as well. And I can't really find any other different similarities other than what that is, and that's all you really need when you're looking at two things that you do in your life. You only need that one thing to find that similarity in two things that you love.
Yeah, that I mean that's really interesting because when you talk about putting the conduit and stuff like that, um, I've seen a lot of terrible work from electricians, and you can tell that this person doesn't love his or her job. You've never met them before, but by looking how they their work, you'll be like, this person was like, okay, what time is it? I can't wait to get, you know, to get my break or to get out of here or something like that. So, um, when you do your work, you connecting cables, you running the conduits and stuff like that. If you do it properly and clean, whoever comes in and look at it, they would want to be in contact with you. It's like you're leaving something that is profound behind you that tells a story about you. And yes, it might not be as profound as dance, because dance is like telling the whole story in such a way that people can like see everything and even cry. But with being an electrician, they can see the story, and then they would want to contact you so they can find out the whole story. They'll be like, okay, I saw that your conduits were clean. I mean, your cables were like working like properly, and there were no cables were cut. You run the wires perfectly. The roof was not messed up and stuff like that. Maybe they'll come to you and they'll be like, how do you do it? Why did you choose this? But I see the connection that he's talking about, that you also tell a story. It's just that it's amazing that he has put these two things together, because with being an electrician, it's like a half story that you can tell, but with being a dancer, you can tell the whole story, where everyone can be like, I don't want to see him again, I know everything now, I'm going home, I'm done watching the show, I'll see you next week, or I'll see you tomorrow. But with being an electrician, they'll be concerned to be like, how did he run those cables there, did he break something to make that possible, so it's so amazing. But I'll pass it over to Mr. Pike.
You got me a lot of thinking today, Mr. Wolff, about electricity. I had to do a science degree a while back, so I was investigating my archives about the properties of electricity, and as you might know, the electricity doesn't actually move very quickly as a current. I used to surprise my students and say that you could walk as fast as the electrical current through this wire, and they just look at me like I'm stupid. But the other thing was, I said that the effect of electricity is instantaneous, almost. So if you hit the switch on the light, because the electrons are all like billiard balls all together, that you push one at one end and you get an instant effect. So there's all these things, and looking at the way that the marine life do the synchronicity, I've talked to Ken about before. You've got a school of fish and they'll just turn. I don't know who controls that, or if it's bioelectricity or something else. And then there's the other aspect is magnetism is a 90-degree phase to electrical current. So, and some mystics say that love energy and other emotions is magnetic. So it's I might do a thesis after this show or something, a PhD for about 4 years. But anyway, electricity is life, isn't it? We eat food and we turn it in, and our brains are the supercomputers. And I suppose if you've got choreography mastered in your head, it knows when to send the circuits in your body, how to move and make it happen. And then you flick around or you do whatever. So I can see a philosophy there. You've learned about electricity, you've learned about the complexity of circuit boards and that, and then yes, that's exactly as Ken alluded in yourself, that the human body works via electrical energy and impulses. So yeah, just open up all these topics. Sorry, Lungani, they gave me a BSc for something. I don't know what it was for, but I've taken you on the trip. Well, just as the arts is not as prevalent as perhaps sports and other things, science doesn't get much of a show either. So there you go. There's a small plug for science.
Go science.
Okay, I've got to say this. I know we are going to be reading the comments after we have played Mr. Wolff's video, but already there's someone who says, I Mr. Talk Too Much. Okay, so I'm gonna calm myself down, and I'm gonna let Mr. Laden and Mr. Pike. I'm gonna let Mr. Laden and Mr. Pike, to lead us until the end of the show, because they already giving me my nickname, reminding me of my nickname, which is Mr. Which right now I'm doing the same thing. I'm talking too much. Anyways,
Mr. Talk Too Much.
Mr. Mamma Mia, I see you, Mama. Mr. Laden, please go for it.
Okay. Well, Lungani, it's always a pleasure to have you around, because if you're not around, they tell me I talk too much.
Wait a minute, I thought I was Mr. Talk Too Much, because also my entire life my parents have been telling me to be quiet, you talk too much and you're being too loud, and my dad said, you know what, I wish I had some nylon rope so I could sew your mouth shut.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing. And until the people from the show, they say you talk too much, then then it's confirmed. I promise you, it's confirmed. They watching you. They're watching you.
I believe that we are now participating in a group talk too much, so I'm going to move on. We have heard so much talk about Mr. Wolff and his dancing, and yet it just goes on and on and on. So we're going to go to a videotape, and now the proof is in the pudding. You're going to be able to actually enjoy it for yourselves. And we will see you on the other side of this video break. Dance. Break dance.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh yes, yes.
Anybody? Oh yeah, David. Oh,
Oh, David
Okay,
went away.
so-
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Okay.
I'm sure
I
there he's
think I
back.
think that was too much for Mr. Pike. Mr. Pike, are you back?
I'm back.
Okay, Mr. Pike, welcome to the reality. Welcome to the real life. You've been punching me since the show started, so it's time to punch back.
I think this time.
After that video, you disappeared. You went to space. So welcome back to the real life.
The Australian Taxation Office is probably finding.
Well, I think, I take it that if somebody hires you, Mr. Wolff, to do an electrical job, they have to have a big open space where you're going to work so you can dance as well as.
Yes, definitely a huge one, a dance floor and everything.
That's right. And a camera crew and lighting and all that.
Make sure they get my good side, both of them. All right?
Wait, guys. Okay. So I'm sorry. I have to say hello to my lovely people who joined us here on the show. Luna Marquette, he said, "Oh, welcome back. I almost missed it, and everyone is laughing at you. What the hell is going on, Mr. Pike? Please take it easy, okay? Don't pick on me, alright?" Mama Mia is like, thank you, and Mama Mia is saying, talk too much. Yeah, I saw that, Mama Mia. Shout out to you. Bongum Somi, which is our Global Sunday Queen, who is not here with us today. He say, I am watching with you. Welcome, and Wolff powerful. Oh my God, that's what I'm talking about. And one is saying, yeah, great collaboration with Big Lou. Am I Big Lou? I don't know. I've got so many names, so that might be me. Luna Markets is also saying powerful talk. It's men's month? Oh wow, okay, cool. Probably men's month. And everybody's laughing at Mama Mia saying Mr. Tatu. Okay, all right. You know what? I'm not gonna say more. Well, later on I'll try and go to a YouTube and see if somebody said anything there. But Mr. Tommy John, oh my God, Mr. Tommy Jolly, thank you so much. Shout out to you for sharing and for liking this live stream. Who else there? Sponiso Ngiba, shout out to you. Thank you so much for liking the stream. PK, shout out to you, my brother. And Natingema, shout out to you, my brother. Musa Shange, shout out to you. Lungani Gwala, shout out to you. Zulu Pavro, shout out to you. Mlu, shout out to you. Okay, let's get back to Mr. Pike before he calls me Mr. Talk Too Much and before he picks on me. Whoever is watching right now, I love you guys. I love you more than I love Mr. Pike, okay?
Mr. Pike isn't going to be the one that's making fun of you. It's going to be me that's going to be making fun of you.
Okay.
I was going to invite you, Lungani, to Austria, but I have to hold on that.
Mr. Pike,
Okay, so Mr. Wolff,
right now.
You should be. Mr. Wolff, so you're in Arizona, you're doing the stuff now, you're at a young age. What do you think in the future? Have you thought the next 10 years where you might be, what you might be doing, or are you leaving that up to destiny?
I'm going to have to say leaving up to destiny because we never know what the future holds. We have a plan for it in our heads, but sometimes those plans don't always are fulfilled. So now I'm just trying to take life to the fullest and trying to live it as much as I can because eventually I will not be on this earth no more. So I'm just trying to live every single day until that happens.
So if I add to that question, you are probably very correct in saying that we don't know even if we make it to the next day or we live for 100 years. But goals and dreams, do you have anything that you could share with us that you might like to see happen?
I do know that he wants to be okay, let me keep quiet. I wanted to say I do know that he wants to be Iron Man one day.
Iron Man, yes. Actually, your description is very true because my favorite Marvel hero is actually Iron Man. So you kind of nipped it on the butt. When I was younger, I was into superheroes. All right, and my favorite heroes to watch was the Power Rangers, but my favorite superhero individual was from Marvel Universe, and it was Iron Man. And it was because Tony Stark as Iron Man, when they came out with the first movie, they just turned him into a complete character. I loved Marvel movies ever since that Marvel movie. And I was so young when it first came out, but to this day, I still love it. So, fun fact about me. Fun fact. So Lungani, you weren't too far on that.
Hate me if you want to, Mr. Pike, but I'm spot on. Okay, it's the reality. Mr. Laden.
Well, one of the things about being a dancer is that you always have to work every single day. For many, many hours. You have to, it's even at my age and the fact that I teach about 20 classes a week. I have to stretch every day. I have to do exercises constantly, and I'm no longer performing. And so, you have to really, really be in the flow of the life. It's so funny. They say in dance that if you miss a day, it takes you, what is it? If you miss a day of dance, it takes a week to get back to where you were. If you miss a week, it takes a month. If you miss a month, it takes a year to get back to where you were before you took that break. And so with or without projects, I know that there's the new project that's starting tomorrow. But what do you do as a daily routine? How do you keep yourself fit? And how do you make sure that future is long and is productive? What kind of workout do you do? And in COVID, it's so hard. How do you manage?
Well, lucky for me, the business that I worked for, COVID didn't really affect it that much. We just had to be sure to check our temperatures when we came into the shop and make sure that it was the proper degrees as a normal human being, around 98 degrees. And what I've been doing for the past 5 to 6 months, staying fit, is I wake up early, get myself prepared for work for 8 hours, and then after that I go to the gym, work out for at least 2 hours a day, and the most that I do is run. I'm always running and I'm always stretching. I always do those two things every single day, and even when I'm working on different muscle or different body part of my workout on that day, running, jogging, stretching. Those are the 3 most important things that you could have, because your endurance and your flexibility, and most importantly, your stamina, is a key to any kind of athletic or any kind of dance that you're doing.
Wow, that's.
I know that there have been times that I've Mr. Pike and I have been traveling, and he has his horn, and every morning, crack of dawn, with a mute in the horn, he's doing his scales, he's doing his practicing. Every art.
I didn't know we were gonna have a free concert on the show. Free concert. Let me get my popcorn out.
Right. I saw a popcorn machine in your electrician shop there. So you're
that gives me an idea. hey, can we cut? I'll be right back.
Oh, don't give too much credit to Mr. Pike. I hate him right now. He's being.
Hey! He's a good man. He's a good man. Why are you hating? Why are you hating?
Sometimes he's not.
I take my trumpet because I can't take it on the airplane.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when I was going to talk about when I was going to talk about the week, I forgot one of the most incredible things of the week is Mr. Pike posted a video on how you make a mouthpiece for a didgeridoo from beeswax in your kitchen. So
Yes.
anyway, so that was that's actually a great video. I really appreciated that.
Can you try to
what
find
kind
that
of-
video and play it for people, or we can play it next week? Next week, okay.
Next
no
week will
copyright on
probably
that, Lungani.
be
You can-
better and gives you more
That's
time
all
to
it's worth.
put it into it, to plan ahead.
Mr. Laden, so
I've also got a bathroom. I've also got a bathroom cleaning video that Lungani's seen as well, but maybe that's not appropriate.
Okay. This,
Look,
this
I've been in
reminds-
lockdown, guys.
Yeah.
I've been in lockdown and I had to do stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
lockdown is boring.
Inventing some stuff. Okay, all right. All right.
Well, speaking of inventing videos, you know, the desperate cry from lockdown. What do you have any kind of online presence? You know, how can people find you, Wolff?
If they want, they could find me at Instagram at wolfden1342. Seeing a lot of my new pictures, and now that I'm starting to make videos, I'm gonna start posting a lot of my videos on Instagram. So they could follow me on Instagram, and they could DM me. I am always near my phone, so I'll always be able to DM back. So if you're looking to ask me any of your own questions, follow me on Facebook at wolfden1342.
So now,
I have to ask a question. What does it mean when you DM somebody? Is that
DM is like
appointment?
is like sending a
You're about to
message.
go to the
It's
80s
like
right
it's
now.
like sending a
So-
text message over Instagram. So that's what a DM is.
Oh,
I
I've
thought,
heard that.
I thought, it
have,
meant,
you what,
DM.
David?
I thought it meant having a deep and meaningful, but now I've learned. Thank you.
Ah,
Well, DM could also mean that too, because it does start with the D and it does start with an M. So
I thought it was a dementia moment. I can't remember anything.
Anyway, it's better than S&M.
I'm trying to.
I
I'm trying to
I
think
heard
what
that-
D stands for. I can't remember what D stands for, but if you're watching right now and you can help us on the comments to let us know what D stands for. I know M stands for message, but there's
Direct?
Maybe direct message. Correct?
direct message, yeah,
Direct
exactly,
message.
direct message.
I don't know if you know what it means in the comments. Please let us know. Help us figure this out. But Mr. Pike, you were saying something.
well, I have named my phone arch nemesis because all it does is interrupt me all the time, and so I think DM is a demonic menace.
Demonic message.
Oh,
that fits
demonic-
too. That fits
Demonic
too.
menace.
The menace. You
Did
got.
you just say dumbass?
No, I said the menace. The
Okay.
menace.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if you guys are aware of the movie Dennis the Menace, but my mom loves that movie. It's about a little kid who is just a flat out menace to his uncle, pretty much, and it's annoying as and it basically he's annoying him as hell. So
So I did not know that Dennis the Menace had been made into a film. When I was a little boy in the 1950s, it was a comic strip.
Oh, wait.
And so-
Is that the film where there's a young boy who's home alone or something like that?
no, that you're thinking of
No.
Home Alone,
But I
because
know his
No.
name, his first
That's
name
Home
is
Alone.
Dennis.
yeah, but I mean, I guess you could
Yeah.
say he's home alone, but he's living with his uncle and his aunt for a little while because I think his parents go out of town or something like that. I haven't seen the movie in a while, so I don't really remember. But he's
But is it like a
basically
young naughty
yes,
dog?
he's like a
Is that
young
what?
man who's being a menace but isn't aware that he's being a menace.
Oh.
He bothers
So
everybody.
he's causing
Oh.
mischief, but he doesn't see that it's actually him, and he tries to apologize for it at some point. In some points of the, in some points of the film,
So
but
which Dennis is the Dennis that the naughty one where there's people who's trying to break into the house and he like get pains. He get like
yeah, that's Home Alone.
Is it
That's
the same
that's
boy,
Home
though?
Alone. No, it's a different
No.
boy.
Oh,
Different
okay.
character.
It's a different
Never
boy.
mind,
It's
never
with
mind.
that
Never
one's
mind, I
with.
said that everyone who's watching. Never mind, I said that. I was just asking. Okay, I didn't. Oh,
Okay, we
alright,
have
okay.
established that Lungani is not a moviegoer. I am.
Mr. Pike, what do you have to say? I know we're gonna be be
No.
closing this. We're closing the show in the next 10 minutes. So
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, I have to.
But
I have to. Okay, all right, go for it, Mr. Pike.
no, I start thinking of D&M, and I thought, well, digital meningitis could also be the thing. But
Digital meningitis, is that what you said?
isn't it
Oh my God.
isn't it getting crazy how technology is getting to the point where we can talk to each other through our watches? Because thinking about old cartoons, I bet Mr. Ken Ludden knows about a guy called Dick Tracy.
Oh, absolutely.
Remember when he was talking through his watch on his phone? We all thought that was so futuristic.
And do you remember where he found out about that in the
No,
strip?
you have to fill us in on that one.
Okay, there was a character who suddenly entered called Moon Maiden, and it was during the 60s when the first space flights were there, and Moon Maiden actually stowed away and returned to Earth, and she brought the technology to Dick Tracy because they fell in love, and then, as I recall, that was how they could keep in touch with this special Moon Maiden talking through your watch.
Wow.
That she delivered that technology. So there is the historic record that in fact, technology has come from aliens who invaded the Earth and gave us that knowledge.
That reminds me. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Roswell, New Mexico, but
Yes.
apparently, way back when, I don't even know how long exactly, but apparently back then Roswell, New Mexico was visited by extraterrestrials a long time ago, and now it's known as like the alien town. And I pass through there a lot because I have family that live out in Carlsbad and Albuquerque, New Mexico. So that's just a story that came into my head after you making that comment.
That actually happened when I was 5 years old. That is when the spacecraft actually crashed in Roswell, New Mexico.
Mr. Wolff just said some of the lines out of Route 66, so I was very happy with that.
Oh yeah, you see, we would sometimes stay over at Route 66 Casino on the way out there because there's, if you guys have ever been out in that area, there's Route 66 hotel and casino out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been on Route 66.
Okay. For somebody that is like me who doesn't know what Room 66 is, what the hell is that?
That's a street. It's a street.
It's a street.
Basically, it's the name of a highway, I believe.
Yeah.
It's all the way across the country.
Yes, it's the name of a highway. And
So
have you ever heard the song "Get Your Kicks on Route 66"?
There you go.
What's so special about the highway?
Lungani, what you do is you get yourself a motorcycle.
What's not so special about the highway? That's my argument.
Okay, then let's talk about all the highways in the entire world because there's plenty.
Oh, okay. Let me just check my schedule. Make sure I have the time for it.
Okay. Never mind. That's okay. Okay, never mind. I'll do my research. It's alright. It's okay.
Get yourself a motorbike, Lungani, and you go on Route 66. That's what you do.
Just be sure you get your kicks, though. Get your kicks on Route 66.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
At the casino. Route 66 casino.
But
You know what? I'm gonna have to take you on a trip to Route 66 casino. All right, just to get you knowledgeable
from our original purpose of this broadcast.
Of course we are.
That's a sad truth.
That is a sad truth.
It is a sad truth. But I do have a question though for all of you guys, and I'll start with our special guest, Wolff, it has been amazing having you here at the studios talking to you. I know there might be somebody out there watching the show and they're looking at these amazing people, especially me, and but they're asking themselves how do these people get so excited, talking about what they do, what they love to do, and because most of the people out there they believe that for you to be a normal human being you gotta do what what is normal for people, for other people, or what other people think it's okay. I have to go out there and get a job that's going to make me a lot of money, even if I don't like the job, you know, I know Wolf shared with us that he shared with us that he loves being an electrician. He loves to be a dancer. You know, he never said anything about how much it pays. You know, how much it has. You know, how much recognition he has given to him, or stuff like that. He's never mentioned those type of things since we started this conversation. That tells it all to me that he's doing this because of love. But now my question is, for a person who do not understand what actually this is, you know, we've seen Mr. Pike. He's been taking that long pipe, which I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna describe it, but it looked amazing, and he. You know, he was proud of it and saying and explaining how you can be able to make your own and stuff like that. How can one be part of this amazing team where you do what you love, not because it pays you a lot of money? And why each of you guys, I'm talking about, I know all of you, you always, no matter how hard life is, you always have that joy. I'm not talking about happiness, that's something that comes once in a while. Always have that joy, and you always have that direction of where to go even when things are hard. How can one be part of this amazing, I'll call you guys a team, or these amazing people, you know, you guys are? How can I be? How can I be?
Well, to answer that, Lagani, and I may have others may have a different point of view on how this, but everyone has to ask themselves, what's the purpose of life? And in my perspective, is that the purpose of life is finding something that makes you happy, and that makes you feel a part of this world, actually, and makes you just excited to start the next day, and not just gloomy. And finding that one thing that makes you happy, that you do every single day, is probably the most important thing in life that you could possibly do, because it's the thing that you are wanting to do the rest of your life. It's what makes you the money that you need to survive. And even if it's not a good, well-paid job, if it's something that you love, it's something that you put your heart and your soul, your dedication, your hard work, the literal blood, sweat, and tears that comes with your body, then there is just no other feeling than feeling that kind of joy every single day. It makes you want to get out of bed in the morning. It makes you excited for the next day, because it's going to happen all over again the next morning. And with that being said, it can be boring sometimes, because yes, I love being an electrician, and I love the bone crushing and hard work that I do, but doing it on a regular basis, day after day, week after week, month after month, it could get boring. So finding something else that you could do with the ones you love, like going out on vacation, or just taking one day out of the week to yourself to spend some time with your family, that you that one day that you could spare, that you could give give time away for, because you're already working so hard all those other days. You deserve to get away every once in a while, because life will get boring if you just stay on the same exact schedule all day, because then you become predictable, your life becomes predictable, and the next thing you know, you're just end up gloomy. So still being able to do what you love and being able to spend time with your family is probably the best purpose of life that I see. And again, some people may have a different point of view on it, and I don't I don't see any problems with that.
This is amazing. I think this is amazing. This is an amazing question, Mr. Lade, please.
Well, I remember feeling that way that you feel, Mr. Wolff. What I've come to with all of the things that I've experienced in life so far is that there really is only one goal. And if you're in pursuit and in alignment with that goal, your life will be something you wake up to with joy and vigor every day, and that is fulfillment. And what fulfillment means is, this is a coffee cup. This coffee cup is fulfilled when it's full and you drink from it and you fill it again and you drink from it and you fill it. That's what it's for. That's what it's made to do. I've trained thousands and thousands of young artists in my lifetime. I've danced and performed and acted and sung with them. Everybody has a particular mix in them. They're the things that they're the things that maybe don't come easily, but you really, really are passionate about. They're the things that you are certain about, that you want to share. And they're the questions that you want to constantly research, that kind of thing. Whatever it is that makes you up, that is who you are component-wise. If you do those things, if you have a talent and you make the talent better and then you use it to uplift people or to invent things that are going to help people or whatever it is, if you really enjoy cooking or really enjoy doing yard work or really enjoy writing or really enjoy motorcycles or really in whatever it is. I got a note the other day from somebody that said, do you like fishing? And I said, I love fishing. And he said, I want to invite you to the Latvian-Russian border sometime where we have a cottage so we can just spend a week going fishing. That's his fulfillment. And so happiness comes and goes, success comes, failure comes, etc. But if you are working toward fulfilling your nature, taking what the universe made you out of and using it to, as you say, Wolff, to connect with the world, to be an active, productive, and I don't mean productive in terms of earn a living and all that. I mean, you're part of life. You're an active part of life, a participant. Then that's everything. And to me, that's fulfillment. And that is the only goal in life. Yeah.
Yes, deep meaningfuls. There's an old philosophy, isn't there, that a beginner philosophy says, I think, therefore I am, but it's probably should be adjusted. I think, therefore I become. So I remember as a very small child hearing, I played trumpet, that's what I do before I started composition, but I remember the wow factor of seeing some great artists and jazz artists, etc., on the TV, and one of them was, of course, as a trumpet player, would be Louis Armstrong. And I played in a club about 8 weeks ago. It had to be a New Orleans style of music, and I videoed it, and I thought at how far I'd come. I could never emulate the great Louis Armstrong, but there was certainly, in my mind's eye, the wow factor that I experienced sort of being expressed and emanating out. So I think getting back to doing the things that you love and the things is really important, that you get the wow factor either from watching somebody else usually, and then it festers inside you, and you don't know which day you can come out and do something along those lines. And then when you get to a certain stage, we talked right at the start of the show about how we change. So your goalposts and your dreams change, and you see other things as well that you want to be part of or become yourself. So very much for me, think is how you become. It's very important that we don't limit ourselves. It's very important that we have goals, and as Mr. Wolff said, that you don't know, you can't guarantee a goal or a dream. But I also do believe very strongly that you have to sit, sometimes reflect and think, what would I like to become? And 9 times out of 10, or maybe 8 times out of 10, you can end up there. It's very interesting.
Okay, let me say that again. I think my microphone was off again. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, so hello world. My microphone is on. Welcome. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a comment from one of the viewers on Facebook, which is Mama Mia Tabi. Yeah, I can see my microphone is on now. So yeah. She is saying, indeed, happiness comes with happiness and wait. That's the first one. Hey, Mama Mia is sending a lot of messages. The purpose of life is finding something that makes you happy. That's Mama Mia. And I want to find the other one, which was really, really profound. And she said, imagine waking up every day miserable because you do something that you do not like or love. She is probably agreeing with what you guys are saying, and especially what you Wolff just said right now. I know Wolff wants to say something, Mr. Laden wants to say something, and David Pike, Mr. Pike just finished talking, and he definitely wants to say something. But at the end of the show, they're gonna label me Mr. Talk Too Much. Okay.
We're already labeling you as that. We're not gonna wait until the end of the show. We're labeling you that right now.
and then I see Bongam Somi saying, Lungani Gwala, you are here watching, bro. I hope you're doing good. Cool. I hope everything is well there at the studio. Yeah, great. Okay, cool. All right. I know in the next 5 minutes, we have to close the show. Okay. I'm gonna have to call it off. I know it's amazing talking to a young man like Wolff, but unfortunately, there's nothing that doesn't come to an end. Okay, this is beautiful. I know people are loving it, people are commenting and saying a lot of things, but Mr. Pike, Mr. Laden, Mr. Wolff, any last words? But before we say our last words, for a person who is watching the show now, and they've been trying a lot of different things, and they've been failing, they've been, falling, and, they watch television, they see people like me who looks glamorous, looks healthy, they don't know what I go through and stuff like that. But for a person like that, who doesn't understand the life of being on screen and life of being maybe a musician, an artist, they want to get there sometimes, but they're failing, they've been trying, they're falling. What would you say to that person?
Keep moving forward.
This guy is too quick,
Keep moving forward.
I know, Mr. Pike, you are a well-established artist, you play instrumental. I look up to you, Mr. Laden, and but I want to get this encouraging words for a person who's watching right now and asking themselves, how can I get there in the future? I'm failing. I've been trying to be an electrician. They've been neglecting me in different companies. What would you guys say in your own words? What would you guys say to this person who's watching us right now? I'll start with you, Mr. Laden.
Who? I can't hear you.
Oh, you can.
Am I to start?
Yes, if you
okay, I couldn't.
Go for it.
Yeah. Okay, so you can have all the talent, you can have all the opportunity, you can have all the training, you can have all the connections, But ultimately, you also have to have luck. You have to be in the right place at the right time. And if you are doing this for what you're going to get, for the money, for the fame, for the notoriety, for the influence, for the power, then you're never going to be satisfied. If you're doing it because it's what you need to do and what you love to do, then you're going to keep doing it. And then in that moment that the luck is set up, that you don't know, you're going to be doing it. And then the luck is yours. If you only do it, if you withhold, if you stop until, if I don't get kind of a contractor, if I don't, get this many likes on my video that I post online, or if I don't get whatever it is that you want, you're gonna stop. And then you're not gonna be there doing your thing when the moment of luck occurs. You're gonna miss out. Okay. So it's got to be something you love. It's got to be honest. It's got to be something that you want to do for the world, not something you want to get for yourself. And if you talk to all of the successful artists out there, you will find that every single one had not only months, not only years, but often decades that nothing worked. You think about Carly Simon. Carly Simon has been writing music for over 45 years. She's had 7 hits in all of that time. She has released probably 40 albums, but only 7 songs out of 40 albums hit. But because she kept going and kept doing and kept recording, then when her song was right at the right time and it was that moment, it was there. And then it got it. And then after the big hit, the platinum record, 5 years might go by. She's still making music. I'm still making ballets. I'm still teaching students. David, Mr. Pike, he is still playing his trumpet. He is still teaching students. He is still doing, Lungani is still doing it. We had COVID. What does he do? He creates the Global Sundays. You have to do it, not for what you get, but for what you give. And if you do it because of something you love and what you give, then you will be there that moment that the stars align and luck is also in your favor. That's my final word.
I don't know if I should go to Mr. Pike or I should go straight to Mr. Wolff. But you are a guest. Let me take Mr. Pike. Mr. Pike, please say something. Mr. Lyon,
Mine will be a quick summary.
I know, but try. I know it's going to be hard to add on what Mr. Lyon said, but please try.
Mine will be a quick summary. Underpinning all the glamour and the wow factor that you might hopefully create when you're really doing something at a high level and expressing it is what they call the quiet work. And everyone knows what I'm talking about. This is for the people who don't know much about artwork, but the quiet work is just that daily grind of classes or lessons or warm-ups or stretches. So you apply yourself to the quiet work, and then you throw all that away because it's part of you then, and then the performance moment comes and everything's working like clockwork, and that's where the magic comes from. It's from the talent, the inspiration, but all that quiet work, which same as what the Olympic people are doing at the moment. That's all I want to say.
This is a really tough one, because all of you are like throwing something that is really deep and profound. But I'm looking forward to hear from our special guest, Mr. Wolff. What do you think about this one, sir?
All I really had to say to add on is keep moving forward, keep fighting, keep pushing, because the hard work that you put in to quote. I heard this quote, and I'm sure many of you guys have heard it before. That the destination is not as important as the journey. It's the journey more than the destination. And the journey is going through that toughness, being rejected all those times, because you being rejected it should make you want to work that much harder. Because if you get it like that, just like that, it's going to make you think, okay, you're already the best, you're already in it to win it, and you don't better yourself, because no matter what you do or what you love to do, you never stop learning about what it is. You never stop learning, because if you limit what you learn, you limit yourself, and you are only as good as the limits you put on yourself.
You know, yeah, it's that's really amazing because I take ballet classes from my dad, and he always mentioned that you know, Dad, you might have to support this because you're the teacher here for now, for like 2 seconds. You're a teacher. But he always mentioned that it's not always about the final. He would use the correct term, and he says it's about the journey of how you get to where you are. You know, it's not about where you are right now. It's about the journey. I mean, we wouldn't be talking to you right now, Mr. Wolff. You know, if you were just born and boom, you're where you are right now. You know, so we're talking about all the challenges that you came across, all the fun, the sadness, the cries, the grief, the excitements, the joy, and until we get to where you are right now. So yeah, I get that a lot from Mr. Laden when we take our ballet classes. But by the way, I'm gonna be graduating soon, so if you see me posting some pictures wearing my graduation clothes, so don't be jealous. Anyway, I'm not there. I'm not there. So yeah, that's really amazing. Now I'm just gonna have to close the show. Maybe read a few comments. Time is 11 in the evening in South Africa. Wow, powerful. Yes, you get stronger in the journey. You keep learning. Powerful. Have faith. Work hard and have passion. Powerful. And someone saying congratulations to me. Thank you so much. I'll be graduating soon. So yeah. You are all invited in the graduation. It's gonna be online. So yeah. It was a good show. I enjoyed it a lot. So powerful. Thank you so much. But any last words? I'm closing the show. I'm really gonna close the show right now. It's time to close the show. You guys are amazing. I can't stop talking to you guys. I talk to you almost all the time, but it's just so amazing. I mean, this goes to someone who's watching out there, that when you are in a club or a group of people who are creative and people who do something because they love it, they don't expect something crazy from it, it always becomes something like this. You know, I enjoy talking to these lovely gentlemen because they are so amazing. They are fun, they are funny, and sometimes they're like really crazy toward me, but you know, that doesn't. So any last words from Mr. Pike to Mr. Laden, and then to our special guest Wolff? Any last words, including to whoever is watching?
Well, Mr. Wolff, thank you for taking the time out and telling us about yourself. I do hope to come to Arizona within a 8 or 6 month period, or a bit longer, not too long with COVID, but it'd be nice to meet you again and maybe come to one of your shows. So yeah, love to do that. And I always say this, Lungani doesn't like it, but I say come to Australia at some point, and we'll show you around. Okay.
Yeah.
I will definitely keep that.
So I guess my final words are, I see here that the sun is now risen where you are in Australia, David, because the magpies and the birds are all singing their good mornings to each other. Okay, so one of the things that you were saying about the journey instead of the destination is I saw this incredible video about a philosopher guy, and he said, you know, life, you have to enjoy life the same way, or approach it the same way you enjoy listening to a symphony. You don't buy a ticket to hear the last chord. You buy a ticket to sit and listen to how it arrives at that last chord. You know, he said, otherwise there'd be 10 billion symphonies of just final chords, you know. And one of the innovations in the 21st century orchestral composition that Mr. Pike has brought into this incredible history of composed music is a horizontal structure of music, which we will get into at another time, but it's about that journey, and every step leads to the next step. So that was my extended final word, and it filled in just enough time for Johnny to fix whatever went wrong with his microphone. And on to you, our special guest, Mr. Wolff.
Well, thank you, lovely gentlemen, for having me on the show. I couldn't have had a better time today. And to all of you guys out there, have any other questions for me or want to see any more of my stories or any more of my videos, go ahead and, again, follow me on Instagram at wolfden1342. That is spelled WOLFDEN 1342. And thanks for having me again. Hope to be on the show again sometime.
Wonderful. I think it's my
Look forward to
time.
And don't forget to take Lungani to Route 66.
Yeah. I think it's my time to shine. All right.
Your time is always shining.
No, I just want to say.
No comment.
Yeah. No, I just want to say, my brother, thank you so much, Mr. Wolff. Thank you so much for making time to be part of the show. You know, there's a lot of people who get very troubled when they have to sit here in the studio and face the entire world and talk about their lives. You know, and especially when we talk more than for like an hour and a half and stuff like that, and it's live. You know, you talk about your life and you talk live to a live audience. It's really something hectic for other people out there. So thank you so much for making this time. I know you're busy. There's a lot of transitions in your life, you know. But you gave us some respect and some love, and it was a short notice for you, I know, but you still made it, bro, and it was awesome. Thank you so much. You're part of the team now, and anything that you want to say to the public, even if it's just a video or some words that just came to you during the week when you're doing your workout or you're doing your work, and you want to share to the public, we take a video of that and we share to the public so that they can stay inspired and stay connected to you, because they love you, bro. They've been supporting what you've been saying and what the rest of the team has been saying. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your presence, and I really appreciate your presence, Mr. Laden, and I really appreciate your presence, Mr. Pike, a little bit.
I knew he was gonna say that. I knew it.
Yeah, and Mr. Laden too. He's been very cheesy today. Yeah, so yeah, that's what it is. The Global Sunday, baby. This is Lungani Gwala. Let me show my face, just for once. Lungani Gwala, aka Chocolate Kid Leo. This is the Global Sunday. We see you next week. Next week we're gonna be talking to one of our special guests again. It's gonna be fun. Please do go and follow us on Instagram at the Global Sunday Show or Diverse Global Studios. Go on YouTube, subscribe, send those comments. We'll make sure that we pass those comments to our special guest. Shout out to you guys. We love you so much. Remember, we are all different. We have different goals, different purposes. If you have something in mind, you have a goal, you have a vision, work on it. Because if we lose you, you die tomorrow, we might never see that thing again, or that goal, or that talent, or that vision again if you don't implement it. So work on your gift, work on your talent. I'm Lungani Gwala. This is the Global Sunday. I'm saying bye to you. Cheers.
Bye.
Miss Classic and friends in jest.
Medical aid, fast cars that can rush you to the best hospitals. Corona does not care.
Thank you so much for watching Umthala TV. Siyabonga kakhulu ukuthi nilalela umsakazo Inanda 88.4 FM kusayona Indlovukazi uMapule umqhubi walolu hlelo. Ngithemba ukuthi nisathokozile, ngithemba ukuthi nisa enjoya. Enginiphathele kona okulandelayo uLozolo. Ngithembisile ukuthi hayi kusazofiwa.
Welcome back to the Global Sunday. This is the entertainment news. As I promised, I'll be giving you the latest entertainment news. Let's start with uZulu Pavarotti. Pavarotti umZulu. He released a new album called My Way. Zulu Pavarotti explains to us.